Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Welcome back to Owl-iver Designs. Glad that you guys have come back to watch me make a little magic. Today we're going to actually make a little ocean magic, which is really cool. I'm mixing up 300 milliliters of epoxy. Big stuff. But we're going to be using this mold, and we're going to be using these guys over here. So, welcome back. I hope you liked that little montage. Also, you're probably wondering, looks a little different behind me. That's because I rearranged my studio. I'm trying to get a little more feng shui. But as you can see behind me, these are all of my turners for my cups and my pens, and here's all of my glitters and micro powders, kind of listed by brand and color. This is almost ready. What we're going to be doing with the mermaid tails is something along that effect. But the actual sorry about that, let me get that all the way. So the actual tray, we are going to do an ocean scene or beach with water. So sand here, but that's going to be an underlie because I'm going to sand here, water, two different colors through here. We're going to let everything get just a little tacky using the same epoxy because I want it tacky as well. I don't want it to get hot and start heating up and start curing on me because this is a lot of epoxy. But just as I'm starting to get a little soft, then we want to go onto the next layer, which will be nothing but water. And that way you'll be able to see, hopefully, because I want to try this in one pour. I was going to do it in three different pours, of course. The pour that you saw with me doing the mermaid's tails, and then I was going to do a single pour with just the sand right here, and then come back and do everything. But I think I can do it all with one pour. I don't think I'm going to have to separate it into different pours. We'll be using our epoxy cups. I use these cups. As you notice, there ain't no writing on them. Well, there is writing on them, but you can't hardly see it. And as blind as bad as I am, but they make great, well, they make great backups, don't get me wrong, but they also make great mixing cups because I can't see the number, so, and I'm not really worried about exactly how much I'm mixing in those. I'm just, because like the sand, I want enough to cover that. How much is that? Oh. All right, let's get a little sand in here. And what I'm using is called sand dust. It's basically if you've ever seen sandblasting material, this is pretty close to what it is because it's just basically extra fine sand, but it's real sand. All right, so let's get us some. Make sure that y'all can see this. Get this out of your way, so that you can see me from over here. above this. We want to kind of hold this up because we don't want any more progression. Now you're probably wondering, you're like, man, he was going over that a long time to get those bubbles out. I actually wasn't getting the bubbles out. I was heating it up. I'm getting the epoxy hot. Because as you get this epoxy hot, it gets liquefied. Then as it starts to cure, and you get it hot, it starts to cure faster. And we're trying to get this to cure faster than this anyway. Alright, now I'm going to go put this using my board. I am going to put this in my cure oven only long enough for me to mix the other colors and get everything ready to go. I think I can do it this way. I don't think I have to add the blue here. I really don't. I think this will work just fine. Need something under there so it doesn't keep going. There we go. That looks good. Alright, be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Now, my golden gun. It gets hot, but you can get that flame down to where it's very negligible. It's just like somebody's Bic, long-armed Bic, you know, those kind of things. Yeah, it's just about as good as those. Well, it's better than those. It's just no more sand. Okay, so now we're going to do deep blue. Light blue, iridescent blue, and white. Alright, so you're last. He heats up. Ooh, this blue heats up fast, so he's last. Which You. That's all we need of you. Don't need a bunch of you. 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 And like I said, I want to mix that last. Yeah, see, I can smell the reaction already taking place, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted this one to cure just a hair faster than the other so I can use it there. See, it's still, I don't know if you can see that, it's still pliable. I can still pop the bubbles and all that kind of stuff. Alright. I'm actually going to put it back in the oven. Should have just left it on my plate. We're going to put it back in the oven because what I want to see is if we can get a little bit more swirling effect going on. Oops. Alrighty guys, we are out of the oven. What do you think? You see the sea right up, see the sand right up underneath it? I don't know. I think it looks like water. But the one thing that I forgot, we were talking about flipping it over and looking at the backside and everything. We can't do that. This is what it's going to look like. Because we've got to make up our epoxy, the clear coat that goes over the top of this, and put in our jewelry hangers. And this one I've actually went ahead and pre-glued. I use E6000 on this, pre-glue it, because it's so small and I've actually had to sand it just a little bit or it won't stay. So prep it with a little bit of E6000. Yep, there we go. That's all it took. And now just, I mean, it's not being glued into place. I need it to stay there. See, like these guys, they want to stand, and they'll stand up in the epoxy. But I don't want to get the epoxy laid and then place these in, and this guy go, no, you're going to stay right where you're at. Because it's only going to be a thin layer of epoxy, as you can tell. It's only going to be a thin layer of epoxy. So it will hold all of that in place permanently. So without any further exclamations on this, I really do like the way this turned out. That turned out so cool. Alright, so what I've mixed up is 6 ounces. And like I said, this is just going to be 6 ounces of clear, nothing in it. Alrighty, it is the next day. We've got our clear coat on the top. These are all nice and stuck on there. Very good. Alright. Like I said, demolding, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so just out of curiosity, let's see what it looks like on this side. That looks kind of neat, but I definitely like this side better. Alright guys, so we'll go through a little bit of a glamour shot, and I do appreciate y'all watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, let me know. I come out with something at least every week, sometimes 2 or 3 a week. So if you like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as always, if you would like your very own vanity caddy or bathroom caddy, just reach out and let me know. So, as I say, with epoxy, anything is possible. So till next time, y'all stay blessed.